What's up, guys? Giving you a quick update on this thing. So I didn't get the video done. It's on my computer. I'm editing it. It's taking forever. I'm not going to get it done today. So I'm just going to give you this video, and this is just a little sneak peek of it. The video of the install will be out tomorrow, I hope, as long as I can get that video edited. I started editing. I used multiple cameras and stuff, and that just adds like a ton to trying to edit the video. It's basically like twice. I mean, there's like 10 hours of footage now twice on it, so, and it's really hard to put it together. And then I just kind of went under the assumption that all my camera angles are going to be brilliant because there's double, and in reality they really weren't that great, because I wasn't really paying attention to them anymore because I just assumed that they were going to be great angles. So anyway, I have a lot of work to do on that editing so that the video is actually helpful to people wanting to do something like this. So this is a PSI harness on a Gen 5 LT motor. There it is on the car. You can see how it's very stealth, and it'll be extra stealth once I put the covers and everything on it. There's nothing zip tied yet. That is just plugged in and setting there. Nothing's pulled back or zip tied up. This is the mass airflow. That's going to go. I just have that sitting there. That's going to go on our snorkel. We're putting a snorkel on this car. We're going to make one. That'll be an episode. So air cleaner and all that stuff will be over here, and then the mass airflow sensor will be down there somewhere. So it's just temporarily coiled up there. But that is basically just, if you were just to plug in a PSI harness, that's what it looks like without tying anything up. Obviously, you can clean this up so it looks a lot better. But that is just literally plugged in and setting there, and you can see how clean it is, because we're putting the computer and the relay box and everything inside the car, and it is inside the car. It's mounted right now, so I will show you that now. Okay, and here's inside the car. So underneath the dash here, you can't see this normally unless you have the camera under the dash, but this is the fuse panel, relay panel that comes on the PSI harness. That's mounted to the heater box. I'm spanning the this is the heat control flap inside, so we had to place this accordingly so we could put nut inserts into there without it hitting that flap. We got that done. There's the ODB2 connector. The wiring is just temporary. That's where it's going, but it's obviously going to be tied up a lot nicer than that. It goes up and around, and then the computer is up on the cowling, mounted on rubber mounts, and it's in a plastic holder that PSI supplies, so it just unclips. So the whole reason to doing it this way is so that I can just take those two screws out, take the computer, unplug my connections that we're going to do to the car. I'm just going to make a weather pack connection here somewhere, unplug it, throw that whole harness on the transmission and be able to pull it out. We'll take this cover off, obviously, and then just pull everything out as one unit. This is where it comes through. This is the fork that forks over it. This will have a seal on it once we go to install this permanently, after we run a line the inside of the car, and then that'll clamp down, and then that'll be sealed up around there with that. So that is that side. Okay, and now for the driver's side, we got the pedal mounted, and I say I did it. And I had to make a offset bracket so that everything would sit just right. It turned out really good. The throttle works great. It's easy to get to. It's smooth and everything like that. And it's really rigid. It's not going to flex the firewall and crack the firewall, because it's not just bolted to the sheet metal. It's bolted to a reinforcement bracket. And then there's nut inserts on the firewall, so it looks clean from the other side. And that's how I did that. The wiring for that will all be tied up with the factory wiring for the heater core, which someone never put back right. That's supposed to be clamped up to the top. This is going to follow it, go with it. So that's how it works down there. And while we're in here, I'm going to order the manual transmission pedal cover, and then we're going to use it as a guide and cut this pedal down to a manual transmission pedal, because we are going to put a hydraulic clutch pedal in. It's not going to be a factory clutch pedal, but we're going to try to make it look like it's factory clutch pedal. Hydraulic clutch pedal in when we go to do the NV4500 or TR6060, whatever I end up deciding to do. I'm leaning towards NV4500 on this one, since this is more of like an overlanding rig than a competition rig. Yeah, so that's that. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I should have this video out. and it should be entertaining. This wiring is going to end up being about 3 episodes because we have, I'm going to make this factory speedometer work with that's, but it's going to be driven by the computer, and we have a setup to do all that, and so that's going to be fun. I've never done that before, so this is gonna, it'll be new to me. So we're going from a mechanical transmission, making it electronic, going into the computer, coming out of the computer, going to a driver to drive the speedometer. Really weird stuff, but that's all coming up. That's not going to be tomorrow. That's going to be a future episode, soon episode. That's like my next step, but that's coming up. And then also converting our factory fuel tank, which is in the quarter panel there, into a electronic. We're going to put a fuel pump inside of it and run it up to that direct injection motor, which runs at 70 some PSI on the inlet side, and then there's actually a fuel pump underneath the intake manifold like a diesel would have, running the direct injection. Really weird deal. Totally new to me. I've never really played with these things. So that'll be coming up soon as well. And then obviously we have all our brake lines to make and put in, and our Hydro Boost lines, and then our steering cylinder lines. We have a ton of lines going in here. This engine compartment is just going to be nothing but hoses. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow with the episode on getting this harness installed.